Hey guys, Dr. Drunk, aka here, with a game in my Kleber. Now, what do you need to know about the Kleber? The Kleber is basically a French gunship destroyer. The Kleber is one of those ships that, because it doesn't have a smoke screen, it's a destroyer that it requires some definite map awareness in order to play effectively. If you take a look at our teams, I'm divvied up here with Triple Nerfed in his Ohio. And we also have a Smolensk and a Petropavlovsk. On the other side, if I'm looking at what they have a Haragumo, two Shimas, a Somers, Stalingrad, Venezia, things that we got to worry about. We got to worry about the Haragumo. We got to worry about the Stalingrad. The Venezia can blap us pretty hard. But nothing that I'm really too worried about. I don't have to worry about radars because I don't really have smoke. My detectability is 7.8. So it's not like I'm going to be winning any detectability contests here. So what is it you have to remember about the Kleber? Well, the Kleber is fast. Without speed boost, she's almost 46 knots with a speed flag. In fact, she might actually hit 46 knots here with that speed flag. Nah, just barely off. The Kleber has some interesting, quote, end quote, interesting saturation mechanics for the hull. Unlike the other gunboat destroyers at tier 10, she does not take full pens. And she's really a kiting pest ship. You want to play her at range. So we're going to get out on the flank here. Using RPF, we are going to drop our torpedoes in the direction of any potential destroyer threat, and we're going to pop our Go Fast button. We see the Stalingrad popping up behind the island. I know he's close to radar range. We're going to try and get him spotted for our battleships, and indeed for our Smolensk. The Haragumo pops up just outside of our detection. There's the radar from the Stalingrad, so we're going to go live now, and we're going to see if we can cause some absolute havoc. The Haragumo's backing up. Drop a shot at him, and, oh, look, there's a Stalingrad. Stalingrads take full duration fires, guys. They are a cruiser, but they take full duration fires. And these 130mm guns have a pretty solid fire chance. Now, the one thing that's not so great about the Kleber, especially if you're playing her properly at range, is that shell velocity can make it difficult. Sometimes you really have to lead quite a bit to get a decent shot on your target. The Somers is sitting in the cap. He's about to die to our Haragumo. That's a Worcester over there, which apparently can't hit anything, and I'm okay with that. Apparently, in chat, there's apparently a radar Mino on the enemy team. So there's that. But as you can see, you can watch our potential damage numbers tick up over here. We're about 3 minutes into the game. We have 320,000 potential damage. And that's basically all from the Worcester's Stalingrad at this point. That's not even any kind of battleship AP or anything else that's coming at me. But as you can see, basically, the Kleber is just... The Kleber's job is to be annoying. And granted, we only have 6,000 damage right now, but we now are attracting the attention of two different ships, and we got to fire on that Stalin again. So that Stalin's going to burn for a little while, especially for the fact that he takes full duration fires. He does have a damage con available, which, smart move. I mean, it's a CCTV player, so I would assume that he's relatively competent. Now, there's no DD to cap on this side. Our Haragumo is dead on this side after he traded for the friendly or the enemy Somers. So, well, I mean, I could try to cap, but my detection actually outranges the cap circle. So at this point, I see the Grosser Kurfürst is trying to push the middle, and I'm thinking, well, I want to try and save our Minotaur. I want to try and save our Smolensk and our Yoshino, and I want to try and put him down. I was thinking about YOLO rushing him with torpedoes, but I don't really need to because Petropavlovsk is doing Petropavlovsk things, pretty much as Russian cruisers do. We'll snap off a couple of shots at this Salem, see if we can set a fire on him. The whole idea of the Kleber is basically to set fires, force damage cons, things like that. The torpedoes are relatively quick, and they hit relatively hard, but you only have 6 per side. They reload relatively fast. They're about 1 minute and 15 seconds reload per launcher, which isn't too bad. But they are only 8 kilometers, and your detectability is 7.8. So there's not a lot of room for stealth torpedo action. We're going to go pester the Kremlin here. That Kremlin is bow in. That Kremlin has to know that I'm torpedoing him, so that's going to push him backwards and out of the cap behind the island and try and basically keep him from causing problems for the rest of our team. At this point, we only have 9,600 points of damage. We're seeing there's a Worcester over there. The Salem is hopefully going to go down to our Shima. We need to make a move. The Haraguma gets spotted. The Stalingrad is out on the flank. There's another fire on the Kremlin. That he shouldn't have a damage con, so that should burn away for a little bit. Salem kills our Shimakaze, which is a secondary kill. Okay. Yeah. And he's still pushing into the Petro. That Haragumo is smoking behind the island next to a Des Moines and a Smolensk, so he should not be long for this world. Our Petro eats Shimatorps as the Kurfürst takes out their Salem, so the seaside is basically everybody on the sea flank has more or less melted away and pushed towards B. Their Yama is pushing the center in front of the guns of a Kurfürst and a Yamato of our own. He's not going to be long for this world. I mean, really. We're up to 25, almost 26,000 points of damage. I know that this Worcester is still here. We lose Poop Nugget. Rest in peace, Poop Nugget. To the Venezia, and the Yama goes down to the Kurfürst. So we have a one-ship lead at this point, and we know that this Worcester is here. So we're about to make a play. This is a do-or-die play. This is one of those plays where you go, you know what, I'm going to flush this guy out of here, because if I can flush him out of here, somebody can wreck him. That Stalingrad AP hurts, but I'll tell you what hurts more. What you're going to see right here, you are going to see what the Kleber does so well. Load the 130mm AP, hit the reload booster, and we are going to just murder this Worcester. That's 4 citadels, that's 5 citadels, that's 6 citadels, and that's 8 citadels and a dead Worcester. We win that engagement. We're out of detectability range of the Stalingrad, and if you watch chat, it should pop up here in just a minute. That Worcester was none too pleased with that. Wow, mean DD, he says. That's what the Kleber is really good at. That French AP and 130mm AP, that stuff stings. Especially when it comes to cruisers, especially a broadside ship like a cruiser. I mean, it's no joke that Kleber packs dominated clan battles for a while, so yeah, the Kleber is a really nasty ship when it comes to using AP. And if you're effective in terms of switching your AP to your AP or switching your ammunition effectively, you can do a lot of damage. So we get that cap. Des Moines is pushing in, so he helps us out. We activate Sparks of Resistance, which gives us an improved fire chance per shell. One of the Felipe Abonayu talents. Now we have a Minotaur and a Yamato that are pushing C. Our Kurfürst is holding B, capping B, but trying to hold B. We're going to push into B and try to help our Kurfürst. Their Mino actually torpedoes our Yama. We're still ahead on points. We're barely ahead on points, but And we're got a 2-ship lead, but this could still be very, very losable with 2 Shimas and a Venezia. We're going to pop our reload booster because we really haven't used many of our consumables. And we're going to see if we can dunk on the Shima a little bit here. Any damage that you can do to a Shima is good damage because, let's be honest, they can't heal that damage. Granted, neither can I. But if I can kill one of these Shimas, we're going to have a much better chance of our Kerr surviving here. I'm looking at this thinking, well, we kind of just need to keep this Kerr alive because he's going to be doing a lot of the work. Unfortunately, that was kind of a wasted reload booster. But it does keep... That Kremlin is now going to push, and I'm thinking, oh, shit, I don't have torpedoes. He doesn't know that. He'll have seen torpedoes go by, but he won't know if there's still torpedoes available. Note we hit our reload, or our speed boost, so we can really throttle jockey quite effectively here. Switching back and forth to see what guns we have available. We switch to the AP. We do a little bit of damage to the Kremlin's bow. The Shima shows up not looking at us with his guns for some reason. I mean, why? He knew we were here. I guess got to get those torps off. Yeah. Their other Shima kills our Mino. This Shima does get the flesh wound on our Kerr first, which leaves just the Kremlin in the center. It is 9 ships to 7. Again, we only have a 100-point lead, guys. And that Stalingrad can very quickly even things up. All he needs is a couple of lucky citadels on our Smolensk or our Des Moines. And, yeah, that's a big problem. We drop 1 rack of torps just in case. We want that Kremlin. We're playing mind games with that Kremlin right now, basically trying to keep him from pushing forward into this cap. Right now, we really don't have to win harder. We have 2 caps to now their 1. And we have 4 ships to their 3. So, I mean, we really don't have to try and win harder at this point. We just have to try and win smarter. One is going to assume, you have to assume that that Shima is going to push to the north because, well, if the Kremlin is already in the south, the Stalingrad is far south, what purpose is it to continue going into the same direction with all the rest of the ships? Kremlin wants to push, and we get some torpedoes out, but Trip comes in with that big old blast from the Ohio's 457s and puts the Kremlin to bed. And just as I expected, Shima is pushing to the north. He probably wants to come around that island and get behind our Ohio and our Des Moines. Probably to try and kill them from a distance, maybe to try and back cap A at the same time. But you never know. Minotaur in chat telling me should be able to handle the Shim in that Kleber. Yes, true. But again, I only have 7,100 hit points. And don't forget, a Shimakaze who actually knows how to use his guns can do a lot of damage with those guns. The Stalingrad also will have my side as soon as I'm spotted. Realize that Shim is really low. Torpedoes are out, so we're basically not even going to blow a reload booster. We're just going to kill that Shima and torpedo beat our way in between that rack of torpedoes. The only thing left is the Stalingrad. And you would think the Stalingrad's going to make this easy. I mean, you're down 300 points right now, and 2 caps to 1 and 4 ships to 1. I mean, maybe you could solo warrior it. You could dev strike the Des Moines. You could dev strike the Smolensk. They're both low health enough. I mean, I guess I understand why you could. Not going to Dev Strike the Ohio. The Ohio's almost, what, 3/4 health, so as strong as the Stalingrad is, it's not going to be able to pretty much ruin an Ohio. It's not going to happen. But he is going to take up an island position. He's going to try and get himself some damage, it looks like. Ohio's fairly tanky ship anyway, so its secondaries are going to be interesting. I mean, you can hard push the Stalingrad without really much of a problem. You don't really have to worry about it. Those guns are only going to do, enough damage to the bow of the Ohio. But in this case, we're going to come around. We're going to cap. We're going to get the Stalin's broadside. We're going to see if we can just lay some shells into his broadside and help hasten his demise and get this one in the bag. Of course, you saw the red tracers earlier. Sparks the will to victory. Kuznetsov's ability gets procced. So he does get a little bit of a heal off here. He has a Damcon off. Somehow we ricochet off his superstructure. I don't know how that works, but apparently you can do that. We get a solo cap. We switch to HE. And with the secondaries working him down with the fire is set, and that's the end of it. We we have a really good time. We have a really, really good time in the Kleber. The Kleber being what it is. Just a really, really fun gunboat. Let's look at the scores. 95,500 points damage. We had 4 kills, 8 citadels, all to that poor Worcester. We made ourselves about 500,000 credits. And of course, that is good enough for top of the team with 4 kills, 2,193 base XP, only 1 point more than the Minotaur, who only had 1 kill, but he did a lot of damage to the enemy team's destroyers. Either way, very, very good, solid game, basically displaying exactly how to Kleber. Guys, you can watch this and every other game that we play on twitch.tv/DrDrunkAKA. And the link will be popping up in the video description as well. So until next time, guys, Dr. Drunk AKA signing off. See ya.